Hey all, Mike here, and wanted to take just a few minutes and talk about when a woman wants you to wait for it. Now, don't get me wrong, if a woman wants to hold off on jumping between the sheets with a guy she's seeing for a while, that's entirely her prerogative. But it's important to remember that as men, we get to decide whether or not we want to participate in this. And you're going to need certain information in order to make an informed decision. Besides which, if we're being honest, it's pretty important to find out if while you're being the good guy waiting for it, if all the men who came before you had it handed to them right off the bat. Before we get to it, there's one big glaring caveat to this situation that I want to talk about, and that's when a woman puts oddly specific time periods on sex. And by that I mean she says, oh hey, I want to wait 6 months before we're intimate, or you need to take me out on 8 dates before I'll even consider having sex with you, because I want to see if you're serious about it or if there's a real commitment there. And then, by the way, I have actually heard this 8-date rule before, and I just simply wished her the best and walked away because I wanted nothing to do with it. And let me tell you why. She's basically saying, hey, if you are a good boy and you follow all my rules, maybe I'll reward you with some nookie. But that nookie is going to be transactional at best. I mean, she's basically telling you up front that the sex is going to be a reward for being a good boy and waiting a particular amount of time. My strong recommendation would be to not accommodate that. That said, let's get to it. I met a woman a few years ago who really set the bar on how to address this particular issue of waiting. We'd gone out on several dates and we had some really good vibes, and had chemistry flowing between us, and the laughs came easy, all the good stuff, and there came this moment of intimacy. And I'm going to paraphrase here, but she basically said to me, hey Mike, I'm into it, but I really need to feel a strong sense of comfort and security with you so that I can really let go and enjoy the moment with you. I don't know how long that will take. I'm just going to ask that you give me the chance to get there. Wow, that was good stuff. And I said, of course, that's fine. And we continued to see each other. And sure enough, I could see and I could feel the progression towards that point, and eventually she got there, and I certainly didn't regret it. But if you're not getting that kind of upfront explanation and transparency, you're going to need to make some inquiries, and you're going to simply need to ask upfront. And I know that this could be a tough conversation to have, but you're just going to need to ask, hey, look, I need to know, have all the men in your past waited as well? Is this something you normally do, or is this more of a situational thing? And if it turns out that there are men in the past who didn't wait, you're going to want to make some more inquiries. Guys, it's entirely possible that she may feel like she slept with these men too soon and regrets it and wants to avoid making what she considers mistakes with you. But it's also possible those weren't mistakes, and that for a certain kind of man, she's good to go right from the jump, just not with you. And that'll tell you some things. It'll tell you that you're probably not her first choice, and you might be a guy that she kind of sees as someone she's settling for. Now look, you might be okay with that, but I highly recommend sussing it out sooner rather than later, so that you're not copping a resentment against her if it's a year later or 2 years later that you suddenly find out about the men who didn't wait when you did. The other thing you really need to do, guys, is you need to find out her current situation. And by that I mean you need to find out if, while you're taking her out, if she's taking the leftovers from the dinners you buy and taking them over to the guy she's banging. I only bring this up because I was that guy at one point, And the only reason that I found out about it is she inadvertently sent me a text meant for him. Look, if you're going to be spending time, energy, effort, and resources towards a woman you're not sleeping with, it is well within your rights to know if there's another man dipping his toe into the waters, so to speak. So there you go. A couple questions to ask when a woman wants you to wait. Good luck to you guys.